cinematics. No more of those, baby. Post-pandemic, we're heading to a new era, one which is somehow even more virtual than it ever was before. Don't know how it's possible, but here we are, and let's give it a shot, right? For years, we've been asking for more flexible schedules and, less times you have to go to work or go to class. You can do it all from home, and, generally speaking, we want more control over our daily lives, or over our hourly lives, if that makes sense. And in the straight up mayhem that surrounds 2020, there's a chance that we might be getting that, at least for the short term, maybe long term. We'll see how that pans out. Now, whilst the aforementioned desires seem like they're something from a dream, something so distant we couldn't even imagine it or believe it, now they're kind of here. But unfortunately, they come with their own set of challenges. Not a utopian type of scheme, if you will. Without a designated workplace or someone watching over our shoulders all day, there's a chance that some of us are going to struggle to keep up with what we used to do and what we're expected to do just from home, just in front of our computer or phone or tablet, whatever the hell you're doing stuff on. So, begs the question, how do you stay on track? How can you better your own type of organizational strategies in order to time manage yourself just that little bit better? Now, I'm no professional, I'm no, specialist, but a few years ago, I had to study for my IB exams, and I developed a strategy which I've kept using for the past, 4 years now, and it works pretty well. And I wanted to share with everyone. Maybe it would give some insight into something that I do, and hopefully make at least one person's life a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner in the grand scheme of things. So going on to the computer screen for a time being, I want to show you guys what I'm talking about, right? Basically, I micromanage my days hour by hour, minute by minute, having everything and absolutely everything show up. So when it comes to, what do I put down on my calendar? It's literally everything. I have here an example from Monday through Thursday. I usually do a week at a time, but this time I said, hey, you know what? I'll make a video out of it, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday we can do together. Maybe just Friday, actually. We better just do one day, and you guys will get the gist of it. But that's basically it. So the reason I do this, and just quickly to go down before we, I'd show you a real life example of me planning a day out. Basically, I do it because two things. Number one, it makes me feel better. It makes me calmer, right? In the grand scheme of things, we're really overwhelmed as a society in general. We have a million things to do and about no time to do it. So, it's one of those things where it can, if you know how to properly manage your time, and you know exactly how much time you have to manage, it really helps you out. It really thinks, all right, well, if I have 20 hours I can waste. If I waste an hour, whatever, it's chill, right? Because you will waste hours, trust me. Like, Netflix is addicting. Even after quarantine, it's like I've exhausted the whole list, but round 2, here we come, woo! So, it is what it is, right? So, that's the first thing. And second thing, the reason I do it is because it makes me feel less crappy about procrastinating, basically. Because when we're procrastinating, we go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case is, Snapchat, and all you really ever see is people doing something. No one ever sits there, or few people sit there and post pictures of them or status updates of them saying, I did nothing all day, right? It's rare. And when you do see it, it's like, oh, I relate, because I did absolutely jack also, right? So that's always quite nice. But a lot of times it's, or even like a nerd like myself, I'll go on LinkedIn and I'll be like some moron learning, he's like fluent in Russian, like 3 days. Like, but there he is, he's done. And they're like, okay, well, that's cool for you. But now I feel like an absolute, like useless, because like, I spend all day doing, watching Netflix, or I spent all day on Google Maps trying to find my house, starting from, India, going to Manchester. Like that's what I did one day, and it happened. But here we are, right? So it's the way of the world. At least this way now, when I procrastinate, it's like checking something off the list because I plan to do it. It's planned procrastination. So not only does it allow for me, like, say, all right, well, this took a little longer than I thought it was going to take, so I can kind of manage my time better. But also, hey, you know what? I did an hour and a half of YouTube that I was planning on doing off the list, right? Get those chemicals going, right? It always makes for just a better experience in general, at least my previous experiences. So on here, you can see kind of what I have going on, right? I have everything from sleeping at the very start of the day till, give me half an hour to kind of wake up. A little bit of app development, some more procrastination. I tend to do blocks of about 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Anything less than 45 minutes, I'm like, all right, I could have done a little bit more. Anything more than 45 minutes or an hour and a half, I'm like, all right, I'm exhausted. I can keep working, but it's going to be like a really low efficiency. There's not really much point in doing so. So I'm going to plan out Friday for you guys, just so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about, all right? So if we kind of go out here and say, all right, well, same thing. I'm gonna give myself half an hour to just wake up, right, start of the day. And sometimes I'm more specific with my like kind of titles. Sometimes I just kind of label procrastination and I leave it kind of free. But wake up, don't really matter. Now today or on Friday, I do want to do a little bit of studying because I do have the GMAT test coming up soon. So I'm gonna add that in. Actually, I'm just copy this over here. I'm gonna call this. I think that's chapter 13. Now to study for. I'm just gonna call it 13 for now, and that will take me about an hour, right? Now, this is a good example of just I kind of know things now, but maybe in the past I wouldn't know, so I'd have to go and check to see chapter 13. How big is it? I believe there's only 6 pages of a few problems here and there, so it should be all right in about an hour. Now I'm working on a new app, so that will, let's say I want to plan out my whole kind of day worth of session. And I'll say, all right, well, that will take me about 3 hours to do what I wanted to do, right? Which is, in my case here, I want to finish up the user interface, right? So I'm not going to do a 3-hour block, because that's a bit too much for me. So instead, I'm going to break it up. I'm going to do maybe 3 1-hour blocks, right? And I'm going to place 1 before lunch, 1 maybe an hour after lunch, and then 1 maybe in the afternoon, like so, right? Something like that will be pretty good for me. In terms of procrastination, we're going to have a couple of hours here. The app development really tires me, so I tend to have 1 after every session that I finish, because or else I go a bit berserk. So we're gonna put that right there. I intermittent fast, so I don't actually eat before 11:30 or 12 o'clock, but feeling a bit peckish. We go 11:30. So I'm gonna leave that one there. I actually might do 12:45 that day, so I have like a solid 45-minute block there, and we'll just put in something else. What could I do here in that time frame? I guess we can do a little more of the GMAT stuff, right? Maybe that would be quite nice. I know I have to do some questions for maths, so we can do maybe maths. I think it's what, problem sheet 32. So we can do kind of something like that, right? I tend to do a little bit of procrastination as well during and after lunch. And I do have a fixed thing. I have to call my mom and dad. So now, this is already in here. Why? Because at the start of the week, I tend to try to plan out every single fixed item I have just to make things nice and simple. You know, that way I know what time I actually can't do stuff because I have something else properly planned for, right? So yeah, I'm going to finish this up and I'll be right back when I'm done with everything. So I think I've sorted out, you know, for the most part, what I want to do. So we have here, you know, I'm going to do a couple of the chapters I said before. Move down, you see plenty of time for procrastination and doing kind of just having some free time basically, right? And a bit of app development time, call my brother, clean my bedroom, right? And this is all kind of spread out nice and evenly, right? For the most part. And again, the best part is that, or the whole idea of this is to keep you calm. So honestly, you know, it's not strict. If I'm getting here and it's like, you know, 12 or maybe, you know, 1:30, 1:45, I'm like, honestly, I'm pretty tired. I want to finish half an hour or 15 minutes early, an hour early, whatever. You finish stuff early and you move around, right? If someone says, hey, you want to hang out? It's not your schedule. No big deal. Just say, all right, well, you know, I was gonna call my brother. That's not fixed. All right, I'll call him tomorrow, right? I'll tell him I'll call him tomorrow. Or I was gonna do this application thing. Hey, I'll do it tomorrow. Whatever. Who cares, right? And that's kind of the benefit of things. You know how much time you have free. If you have a whole week planned out, like it's currently Tuesday, right? Let's say that my dad says, hey, can you call tomorrow instead of today? No problem. So I'll shift it here, and then I'll maybe, you know, we'll do something else, right? Maybe I'll just procrastinate here, and I'll just mess stuff around and see how long things take. So that's the grand scheme of things. Also, be realistic, right? There's no point in doing a full day full of work. So when you get falling behind, you don't really have anywhere to like take time from. So always have a lot of procrastination time or just free time in your day, if you can, of course. If you can't, then tough luck, I guess. You work your best. But yeah, I tend to go for around 6 hours of procrastination per day at bare minimum, and that and by non-procrastination doesn't mean work. Like for example, the gym isn't work per se, but it's something that's not just free time. So I tend to try to get around there if I can, and that's basically it. I'm trying to check my notes, see if I have anything else. I think I'm good. So that's it, right? If you guys liked this strategy, want to try it out, and you know, leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about it. And maybe have any comments before you try it out. Let me know as well any improvements. I'll happily take a listen. If you guys did like the video, please drop a like. If you didn't, then the other button will probably do just fine. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Peace out.